Hey friends, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. In today's video, I'm going to be doing something a little special today. I'm decorating my guest room for the first time in front of you. So I'm looking forward to adding a bunch of warm and cozy touches to it. I'm also going to be sharing a fall wreath DIY for you, and I promise you it's super simple. Anybody can do it. And all the materials are from Hobby Lobby. And they're actually things that I just had around the house, with the exception of the grapevine wreath, which I did go out and buy. So without further ado, let's jump right into the styling of my guest room first. I found this mauve colored duvet on Wayfair that I loved so much. I know it's a little different for fall. It's perhaps more of an early fall color, but I think it provides such a soft and inviting vibe to the guest room. So I wanted to incorporate it into my fall decor. And now to add a little more coziness, I'm adding a waffle throw blanket to the end of the bed. I think the taupe bed pillows at the head of the bed add a nice warm touch for fall and also play off the mauve color really well. So before we begin decorating, I'm just going to show you how this space currently looks. My most recent purchase was this upholstered bench. I think it complements the headboard and the chair really well, and I think it's just a nice place to sit and put your shoes on or whatever. You might remember this chair from last time. It's from Amazon. I showed it in a previous video. But this table, nightstand, whatever you want to call it, is new. So I'll be decorating that as well as this low boy. And I have a few things to add to the wall as well, starting with this. This is from Hobby Lobby, and it has the verse from Psalms 18:19. He brought me out to a spacious place. He rescued me because he delighted in me. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's a little bit of mauve in there as well. And now I'm going to add a wall basket to this side. This is from Hobby Lobby, by the way, and I don't know if they still carry these. And then these are from Amazon. Now, to me, these remind me of mums. I don't know if that's what they're supposed to be. I think so, but either way, I can link these for you. They have other colors as well. I did buy them in peach, and those are in my bathroom right now. Now to bring in a cozy cottage feel, I have this lamp. Now the shade and the base were both from Target. They were purchased separately. And although I don't have a whole lot of room on this table, I am going to add just a small vase and some more of those deep purple mums. So I tried this pumpkin here, but I just decided since the table is so small, I wanted to be practical. So I thought I would just add a coaster for your drink of water, because at night you definitely need to have your water handy. At least I definitely do. And I also wanted to leave room for a book or something. And then on the chair, I added a cozy throw blanket and of course a pumpkin pillow. Now moving on to my low boy dresser. This is a new purchase, probably 3 months ago now. Unfortunately, there's already some stains on the top of it. And I was trying to figure out why, but I think honestly it's probably just from my husband throwing his coins down on the top of it. But you wouldn't think that it would stain quite that easily. So I'm a little disappointed. Maybe I just need to do a better job of spending all of his money so he doesn't have any change left. Yeah, that works, right? So I'm starting off with this base, and it is from Amazon. There's a little nick in it. It came that way, and I have yet to find my gray paint and touch it up, but I will. And this time I'm adding this fall greenery from Target. Now I purchased this last year. And although it's not identical to the mums, or at least the flowers that I'm calling mums, it's kind of a complementary color to that. It has those deep purple tones. And I'm now I'm going to bring in some books as well as a picture frame. Now this picture was just one that I found off of Etsy, and it kind of reminds me of a fall picture. But I think the frame is really pretty. It's from HomeGoods. And then for a little more fall, I'm adding in this pumpkin with the gold stem. This is the one that I thought about putting on the table, but I think it works well over here. So I splurged. I wanted a candle warmer like this for a long time. This is from Amazon, and I was kind of impressed with the settings. You can change the lighting to a dimmer or a brighter, and the heat settings can be changed as well. And I just think it's really pretty lit up, which I'll show you in a second. So I have this white pumpkin candle. It honestly smells more like vanilla, but anyway, isn't that beautiful? Now moving on to the side of the dresser, I added a lantern and I'm also going to add a wreath to that, a fall wreath. So I probably should have done this earlier in the video, but I was trying to figure out what to put on the lower shelf of my nightstand. Well, it's a table, but I'm using it as a nightstand. And I know this birdhouse isn't exactly fall decor, but I think it looks nice here. And then I found this little trinket dish in my decor room. I think it has a Bible verse on it. And I'm just gonna hide it behind here so my husband has somewhere to put his change. And then last of all, I added that simple cross. It was from Walmart many years ago, and I just painted it white. Now I'm giving you an overview of how everything turned out. As you can see, it's a pretty narrow room. That said, because it's a guest room, it was really important to me to be able to fit in a double bed, so I'm thankful that I was able to do that. And of course, I was able to fit the table and the chair in as well. Believe me when I say I did a lot of careful measurements to accomplish that. I do think it all turned out really beautiful and cozy. I think the mauve color is a little feminine, a little romantic. The person that would be probably staying here the most would be my mother-in-law, and she is very feminine anyway, so I think she will appreciate it. My husband teased me a little bit and said that it was too girly for him, but I love it. I would sleep in it. Now, I'm just going to say that I know that the mauve duvet isn't exactly a classic color for fall. That said, I think it tied in pretty well with the deep moody purple colors like the florals for fall. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Are you a classic fall color person, or are you like me and you like to try something new? And now it's time to switch gears a little bit. We're going to head on into my dining room and do some crafting. We're going to be making this beautiful wreath. And if you've never made a wreath before, you might want to hang around and watch this video, because once you know how to make a wreath like this, you can make pretty much any wreath at all. So let's head on into my dining room. So this ribbon is from Hobby Lobby, and I'm starting off with making my bow. It's such a simple bow to make that I think I'm going to call this bow making for dummies. And the reason I say that is because I was thinking back to the 1990s. And I know I'm dating myself now, but if you recall, they had these bright yellow books and they were how-to books for dummies. So how to, can for dummies, or how to walk a dog. I mean, they had every subject you could think of. And it was all done in a really simple way. Of course, this was way before Google. But anyway, this is the simplest way that I know of to make a bow. As you can see, I'm just folding it back over on itself until I get enough loops to make a nice bow. And then I'm going to kind of squish it in the middle. I'm taking this loose tail and twisting it around the back. I apologize that I didn't keep it centered with the camera, but you can see what's going on. And then I'm just going to hold it in place with a little dab of glue. And then without burning myself, I'm going to hold it until it dries. And now for the fun part, fluffing out the bow. And if you had a double bow, you'd have a lot more to fluff out. A double bow, by the way, is done the very same way. The only difference is you would lay the ribbon together. And then I'm taking that extra piece of ribbon that I cut off in the beginning and using that for a tail. So now I'm going to finish tying it, and then I'm going to speed the camera up so you don't have to wait for me. Now I'm going to cut the tails at a diagonal and then set the bow aside, at least till we're almost done making the wreath. And I think it's going to look really nice. So I'm starting off with this inexpensive 14-inch wreath from Hobby Lobby. You can see it was under $5, so not bad. And I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. I will do a little more of that later. And now I'm going to show you some of the greenery that I have. I have these golden, I guess you call them golden leaves. And I also have these little white berries. These are really popular at Hobby Lobby, and I've already kind of cut those up. And then I have these orange cosmos, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be using those quite yet. And then last of all, I have these little, I guess you'd call them little pampas grass stems. So because I don't have small picks and I'm just using these longer leaf stems that I have, I'm cutting them up with the wire cutters into shorter pieces. And that way I can have more control over where I want them in the wreath. Here they are all cut up and ready. And I'm starting with these because these are flat and they're also kind of the main color of the wreath. They're also going to form the base and kind of that main shape. And as you can see, I just add a little dab of hot glue to the end of each piece and that secures it in place. It is really easy to pull it back out too if you need to do that and kind of rearrange. So at this point, I'm once again going to speed the camera up for you so that you can see the wreath coming together and you won't miss anything, but that way you don't get too bored. Now at this point, I would like to mention that I switched to the little pampas grasses. I did snip the ends of them because they were a little bit long. And if I didn't already mention it, everything that I'm using is from Hobby Lobby, except for the glue gun, but you can get those at Hobby Lobby too. And now I'm layering in the white berries. I love the different textures. It just makes everything look so full and interesting and beautiful. Now at this point, I held up the orange cosmos and I just decided that it was a little too busy for my taste. So I thought I would just forego that. I added a zip tie to the back of the bow, although you could use a pipe cleaner or a twisty tie, whatever you have on hand. And I wanted the bow to look a little off center, but still balanced. So I know it doesn't quite look like it right here, but I did a little bit of fluffing and finagling with it. And then I'm going to hang it on the wall and show you the finished product. So here's how it turned out. Just for the sake of the video, I have it hanging on my back dining room wall if you're wondering, and it's kind of a cream colored wall. This isn't where it's going to land, by the way. It's probably going to end up on my back door, maybe on my front door. I'm not sure what my color scheme is going to be for my front porch this year for fall, so we'll see. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it inspired you and got you excited about the fall season that is ahead of us. But that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like this video. I know I always ask, but that really helps my channel. And that's all I have. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And as always, stay thankful.